So we are at Hartung Park in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. It's a suburb of Milwaukee off of the northwest side. So if you didn't already know this, this is something I just learned like within the last few years. So Wauwatosa used to be a shallow tropical ocean 400 billion years ago. So we're sitting on basically an ancient coral reef, which obviously now, you know, you've got a cool little playground here, and there's some placards that talk about the history. And feel free to pause the video or screenshot these if it's, or look it up online if it's something you want to read about. So it looks, so 400 billion years ago, during the Silurian period, if I'm pronouncing that right. So this is currently how it looks geologically, and then back then it shows how much ocean we were surrounded with, and this was basically like underwater. And I'm just kind of slowly bringing the camera over this, you know, for those of you that want to screenshot anything, because there's no way that you can really read that in a short period of time. And you can see some of these rock formations here that were part of that. And there's little creatures on there. They're not real fossils, but like a representation of the type of marine life that lived here. I don't know what they're called. I definitely wouldn't want to run into one. That one looks threatening. He'd be kind of cool as a weird little aquatic guard animal. Yeah, that's really interesting that they preserved some of this, and there's other parts nearby. I believe it's called the Schoenenberg Reefs. That park is closed, but that shows you more of the reefs. Talking about a prehistorical tropical sea. And some of the animals here, oh, it shows me right here what all of those are. Just kind of zooming up on it so you can screenshot anything that you'd like. And there's some other really cool parts to this park here that I'll show you. It's also known as the Labyrinth Park. So if you are in the area or from this area, it is on Menominee River Parkway. Like in Wauwatosa, kind of off the northwest side of Milwaukee. It's off of Highway 100 between Capitol and Burleigh. I'm just gonna pause the video and show you all the cool things that are further up ahead on the path here. So there's a lot of wildflowers here to help conserve, you know, feeding bees and butterflies. Alright, so we'll come back to this a little bit further up the path here. Alright, so we're coming up on the labyrinth portion of the park that this park is also well known for, besides the ancient history of being part of a shallow tropical ocean. And there's lots of wildflowers here, little bike paths. It's a really beautiful park. Oh, and after this, I'll go up to the top area where you can really get a good view here. And so here's the little labyrinth here, and this is pretty cool. So about the labyrinth, if you want to take a look at that, it's kind of cool. It's just a place to escape the mental chatter and letting go. I just think that's really neat. Feel free to screenshot that if it makes it easy. Or just come check out the park. It wouldn't hurt on a nice day, that's for sure. A little bit of history on the pond that's back here. And this, I believe this is all made of limestone and dolomite, which is part of what was part of that reef. And so this is the labyrinth that everyone talks about when they think about this park. And then we'll do some climbing here and not heavy climbing, but I'll get to the top area where you can really get a good view. Well, so we are now at the highest point of the park in Hartung Park, and you can see through the trees, you can see where the labyrinth was and the little pond that's by it with some limestone formations in the middle of it that was part of that coral reef, I believe. And you can get a pretty good view up here. And I've got something silly to mention. So this big water tower right here, I'm gonna zoom up on it. So I used to live 2 miles up the road from here when I was a kid. Never knew anything about this park or the history. I didn't find this out till I was an adult. But that water tower right there, that was one of my biggest irrational childhood fears. I used to get visions that Wauwatosa and Milwaukee were underwater because that water tower tipped and dumped over, or I would think it was gonna chase me and eat me and I'd drown. I mean, it kind of does look like a spider. It looks like it's got legs. Kind of silly, but had to throw that in there. Just getting a nice view here of everything. Yeah, this is a really amazing park, and the history is so cool. I definitely would recommend checking it out and coming here in person. And also, not too far away from here, this on Menominee River Parkway, that road that's there, that is part of the Oak Leaf Bike Trail, which used to be known as Bike Trail 76. Interesting, because my dad and I would ride that trail like when I was a kid, and we would start on 91st and Good Hope and make our way down, and then our stopping point was literally just a couple of blocks up the road. Little did we know that this was even here. There was a cool part of the river where, you know, you could see your ducks and your geese and sometimes storks and even cranes. Having no idea that this was here. Either that or he just didn't want to tell me because he knew I wouldn't want to leave. Alright, so that's a little bit of the history about Wauwatosa, especially Hartung Park here. Definitely come see it if you happen to be local to the area. I highly recommend it. It's, as you can see, it's beautiful. And of course, now that I've got the camera going, the butterflies aren't showing up, but there were quite a few of them landing on the flowers here. Well, thank you for watching. I hope this was interesting and educational to you.